Recording in progress.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the Emmaus Borough Council meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Start the meeting off with public appeals. If anyone has a public appeal, please just state your name, your address, and where you're from, or and what your appeal is. You have 5 minutes for your appeal. Anybody?
They're on the agenda.
Oh,
For the resolution.
Okay, and I don't see any virtual guests tonight, so we will move on to community minute. Does anyone have anything to bring forward?
Yes, I do, for a change. I just want to congratulate the Arts Commission on a very successful snow blast that they had over the weekend. Very full. This was the largest one that they've had as far as the amount of vendors. And I do believe 5 were no-shows, but you would have never known. So I do want to thank them and all their volunteers. It was very well done. And it was full. It brought a lot of people into town. So I want to congratulate them and thank them for that.
It's good to hear. It was a little windy that day, though.
It was cold.
So, anybody else, community minute? All right, no special presentations this evening. We have the reading of the minutes for February 21st. Would somebody like to make a motion to approve the minutes? Councilman Dufresne, second by Councilman Hart. Any corrections or additions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? There are 7 ayes. No decisions on bids. Under communications, we have the reminder of the event going on at the public library Friday 24th is for the 21 and older crowd from 6 to 9 is $25 a ticket, and that includes food and 1 adult beverage with additional beverages available. And then March 25th, 10 to 3, it's all for families and it's $5 a person. And food and beverages from local eateries are available for purchase. So if you're able to attend that. Borough engineers report, we have none. Solicitors report.
Well, I have an item that will be addressed in executive session, and there is a resolution for the planning commission that is with the appropriate committee.
Thank you.
Nothing else.
All right, under unfinished business part 1, we have nothing. New business and unfinished business part 2, we have nothing. We will be addressing, I believe, 2 ordinances at our next meeting that we had first reading on already. Anybody have an issue to bring forward that's not on the agenda? Hearing none, Madam Mayor's report.
Thank you. Officer Klein has finished his field training, so he has been assigned to a platoon. So you will see him out on patrol by himself. So that's a good thing. And I want to thank the Mercantile Club for their recent donations to emergency services. Each department had received $3,000. Yeah, so I want to thank them and the board members as well. Other than that, progress.
Thank you. That's nice to hear. Committee reports. We have Public Works Committee Chairman Anders.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have nothing for official action. We do have our Public Works interviews on Thursday afternoon, and our next meeting is Wednesday, March 15th at 4 p.m. via Zoom, and with our report progress.
Thank you. Health, Sanitation, and Codes Committee Chairman Balliet.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tonight I have 2 things on the agenda for council's consideration. The first is Chestnut Ridge project. They are looking for a security release. They've met everything required, and they are looking for $193,915.27 to be released. And with that, that form of motion.
Motion by Councilman Balliet. Is there a second? Councilman Hart. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? There are 7 ayes.
The next thing for council's consideration tonight is resolution 2023-11. And that is a resolution conditionally approving the revised preliminary final land development plan for David Real Estate Holdings. and that's a project that will be at 306 Broad Street. It went through the planning commission, 2 meetings. Everything was discussed and approved, agreed upon. And the heads of the project are here tonight if anyone has any questions, but if there's no questions, I would put it in form of a motion.
Does anybody have any questions before I call the motion? All right, motion by Councilman Balia to approve resolution 2023-11. There's a second. Councilman Hart. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed? There are 7 ayes. You don't have to stay the rest if you don't want to.
Thanks, guys.
There's probably better entertainment on TV.
Attached, you will find our last meeting notes. Our next meeting's going to be Wednesday, March 29th at 4:45. And with that, I'll report progress.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation Committee Chairwoman Baumgartner.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have no items for official action. Our next meeting is tomorrow, March 7th at 4:45 PM via Zoom.
Thank you. Public Safety Committee Chairman Hart.
Thank you, Mr. President. We did not have a meeting this month, therefore there's nothing before you for your consideration. As you mentioned earlier, we will have two ordinances and a resolution next month for consideration. Our next meeting is scheduled for March 30th at 9 AM via Zoom. With that, I report progress.
Thank you. General Administration Committee is myself. You have the minute notes to review from March 2nd. And our next meeting is next Thursday at 9 AM. And I report progress. Budget and Finance Committee Chairman DeFrame.
Thank you, Mr. President. You can see the budget performance report in there for February. There's no items of major concern at this point based on what Shane reported to our committee here. So the next item of action is the bill list. It's resolution 2023-12. Resolved by Borough Council to authorize payment of the March 6th, 2023 bill list as follows. Bill list $226,065.09. Payroll number 4, $182,581.64. Payroll taxes $58,260.99 for a total of $466,907.72. Done this 6th day of March 2023, and I put that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Councilman DeFrame to approve resolution 2023-12. Is there a second? Councilman Hart. Discussion on the bill list. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? There are 7 ayes.
You can see the significant revenue and expenses for February in your packet, and also the meeting notes from our March 2nd meeting. Our next meeting is Thursday, March 16th at 11 AM via Zoom. Report progress.
Thank you. Community Relations Planning and Development Committee Chairwoman McMahon.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nothing for official action this evening. Meeting notes are included in your iPads, and unless you have any questions, our next meeting is March 27th at 4:30.
Thank you. Under boards and commissions, you have the Library and the Arts Commission meeting notes. With that, we go to Personal Appeals Part 2. Nobody in the audience, nobody in our virtual audience. What's happening here? Nobody's keeping an eye on us. That's not good. All right, moving on to Borough Manager's report.
Just need an executive session. So.
All right. And I have nothing on the president's business other than I think everyone's probably getting spring fever. It's starting to get a little nice out there, more sunshine. And did anyone see the moon coming in here? If you didn't look at it, it looks like a full moon.
How about snow today?
Yeah.
Couple inches.
That was just like slush.
I have a question for Mr. Pepe. Will there?
I can't control the snow, John.
Wait, doesn't somebody have dogs that could?
Yeah. What's the prediction? 1/3 of an inch. They're never wrong.
And they even had an argument about that.
Yeah. One was right, the other was wrong.
Is it white snow?
Yeah. For a while.
My question for the borough manager is, will we possibly have an action item after the.
I believe so, yes. Okay. All right, that's it for president's business. I'll call executive session for personnel issues with action to be taken possibly after.
Impossible legal.
That is a possible, it's for legal consequences and personnel, but sorry.
All right, for those two issues, and I'll call executive session at 6:11, and if the press has any questions now,
I would like,
our council's reconvening from executive session at 6:23. Would somebody like to make a motion to amend the agenda? Councilman Hart, seconded by Councilman Anders.
You have to say what it is, with the mini agenda for.
I would move that we add to the agenda an action item concerning the primary codes officer for the
Building codes officer.
building codes officer.
Seconded.
Seconded by Councilman Anders. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. There are 7 ayes. Would somebody like to make a motion to approve Shane Pepe as the primary building codes officer? Official,
Building code
Not-
official.
not
is the title.
primary? Oh,
Primary.
official,
Primary building code official for the borough.
building code official, all right. Councilman Dufresne, second by Councilwoman McManaman. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? There are 7 ayes. And there'll be one final statement with regards to the Turkey Hill development on 6th and Chestnut Street. We are aware that the fence has been removed. It will be addressed and taken care of. So with that being said, anyone else like to bring anything else up? Motion to adjourn?
I would note for the record that, for his sake, that it presents in our mind a safety hazard for the citizens, that the safety fence for the construction area has been taken down.
Correct.
Without permission.
So. Anybody else like to add anything? Motion to adjourn? Councilman Balliet, seconded by Councilman Dufresne. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed? Meeting adjourned at 6:25.